Good morning internet and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got something really special for you. This resting male spotted a dog that was loose and run off towards me actually. My next encounter was with a young male, and I've seen this guy before. He's got a little button where his antlers should be coming through, but there's no signs of any coming through. He's just got the little stumps. If it happens in red deer and they don't get antlers, they call them hummels, and I think they pile on the weight for something to do with the steroids, I think, or some chemical in the system. But anyway, he had a look at me and then disappeared, but he did come back for another look. You can just see there where his antlers should be budding from, but there's no signs of any, and I've photographed him a few times this year. I'm sure he'll sort himself out. He actually jumped a fence behind me and got tangled, but luckily he seemed unharmed from it. And this is another older male with a lovely set of antlers. He was just laying in the grass, just chilling, and I managed to watch him for probably 10 minutes through the binoculars and did a little bit of videoing before he'd made his getaway. My next encounter this morning was with this really inquisitive female. I think she thought she'd seen some movement from me, or she'd heard maybe something, but she actually made a circle round me twice, went all the way round me. And she didn't bark, so I don't think she was overly concerned, but she just kept coming and testing me, pumping her head up and down, pretending to eat and then lifting her head quickly, constantly listening, running away and then coming back. It was really quite magical. She'd go and hide and then she'd appear again and come running towards me. And this time she came back with a male. I was gobsmacked, I couldn't believe it. He was a lot more cautious than she was. She was really inquisitive about what this strange thing was in her environment. I have to say I had all my camo gear on, 3D camo gloves and 3D camo hood over my cap, and I think sometimes the deer see something strange, but if it doesn't move they just think, oh, it's maybe a branch that's fell down or something, but they get really inquisitive in anything unusual in their regular environment. So it can pay off really, because if you stand really still with the absolute minimal of movement, and if you do have to make a movement, like if you're lifting the camera higher or you're trying to adjust focus, got to do it really slowly. See, she's pumping her head up and down there, trying to get me to think she's feeding, and see if I'll move. See, I'm struggling with the focus here, trying to get on her butt without making any undue movement that she'd pick up, otherwise she'd be off and the male would be galloping away in front of her. But it's actually really good to get two of them in the same shot. Struggling with the focus again here. It picks up every blade of grass and never focuses where you want it. During the morning I actually took, I think it was 14 videos, and I don't know, 25, 30 still photos of the deer. I'm not putting them all on here because I'll just get sick of seeing them, but the videos are always better than my photos, I think. It's Sometimes it's quite hard staying with them when they start running about, because you struggle with the focus and you just get it right and then they go off in another direction. It's actually quite difficult, even to just keep them in the viewfinder when they're running is a bit of a task. But this is nice because you get to see them. They look like little ballerinas jumping about. That licking there with the tongue, that's a sign of nervousness. They tend to lick the lips all the time when they're really nervous. But as I say, she didn't do any barking, and neither did the buck, the male, that was still on the field at the time. So they must have been relatively comfortable or unconcerned. I just think they thought it was something unusual, but it's not really a threat. So it played to my advantage really, because I got these lovely videos. I got absolutely soaked this morning. You can't see the rain on here. It turned to fine rain, but prior to this it was torrential. I got soaked through to the skin, but it was worth it. Sometimes when it's raining it's a good time to come out, because very few people, I think I've seen one guy all morning, the guy with the dog that put the buck up at the beginning. He was the only guy I saw all morning. So don't discount it if it's raining. Get out there with your binoculars, get your waterproof gear on, get out there. You never know what you might bump into. She definitely was concerned, but not overly concerned, that something was amiss in a little regular place. It's nice to see the coats as well go into red, the foxy red colour. They've almost all molted out now. I have seen a couple of individuals that have still got a lot of winter coat on them, but basically they're almost there with the molt. The red on them makes them a lot easier to spot against the green, but you can mistake them for a fox if they're moving quick and you don't see much of them. These are magical shots. You don't often get to spend this long with the same deer. Normally it's a few seconds and they're away. And it's so rewarding when you get a decent shot. Now here's the money shot. I thought so, seen the grass moving. You can see a little ear at the back of her there, and that's one of her fawns. Now I'm saying one of her fawns, she might have two, she may just have one. But unfortunately the grass was so deep here you can barely see her, and she's a full grown female roedeer. So you've not much chance of seeing the fawns, but I'll be back and I'll try and hopefully bump into her in the clearing there. You can just see the fawn at the back of her there. And she stops for a look round, and I took the chance of zooming in and trying to focus on the fawn. Just a couple of seconds and then they were away again. You can just see the fawn following at the back there. Absolutely beautiful little things. But this grass is so deep, they're not daft, that's why they keep them in the long grass. They just leave them there and then go back and suckle them. This fawn now is following its mum, so it's probably 2, maybe 3 weeks old. There it goes again, just bouncing about. A really lovely encounter, absolutely magical. Made me day, and it was worth getting up and getting soaked for. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this one, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.